Everybody, Big Hungry Phil here with a note of thanks to Opinion Outpost for sponsoring the Trial of Champions. Want to make some extra cash? Well, earn money through Opinion Outpost by just sharing your opinion. All you've got to do is fill out some surveys. You can make money while watching streams, queuing for a game, or even waiting for your teammates to group up for one final overtime push on the point. Use Opinion Outpost to get that skin you've always wanted. There's nothing better than treating yourself to some well-deserved loot boxes after a long competitive grind. Visit the link to start making money today.
Like, I'm putting all of my time into this always. And to be honest, it kind of has to work out because my academic career wasn't amazing. Video gaming is kind of all that I have. So I don't really have a lot else to put, a lot more energy to put into it. It's everything that I can.
They say, like, do what you love, and I really, really like playing Overwatch. I make fun of the game a lot and, complain about balance patches and stuff, but I really do enjoy the game. I want to make a career out of it.
So I started playing Overwatch in October 2016, and that was like season 3. My first ranking ever was 900. So I started in like bottom bronze.
Playing games for money and playing games for pro and going against really good people. And it's always like a dream. Realizing that if I stick to it, this might be something I can actually do something with and be proud of.
When I was originally in Diamond, some guy in my Diamond game a while ago said, "We're never going to go pro, we're Diamond, why are we trying so hard?" And I basically said, "Screw you, I'm going to go pro."
We have now learned that we do have this potential and we need to use this. We need to continue practicing and working harder.
When you look at tier 3, a lot of us have been at the bottom of the barrel. We've been in the downs and the dumps of, the Overwatch ladder system.
I think as a team going into Trial of Champions, now we know we can do this.
Making it to Contenders Trials proves to myself that all the hard work that I'm putting into it is actually doing something.
I went to the Atlanta Reign homestand, seeing those players up on stage. That was the moment I was like, that's who I want to be. I want to do everything I can to get there.
Sigma! Oh, whoa! Man, rock with a just W. Oh my God! The wall just set it up. They had no idea.
The Overwatch League players already made it. They're as high as you can get. They're playing for money and they're playing for clout. But for us, in Tier 3, we're basically playing for our future. If we want to make it, we have to play every match our hearts.
The unique strats that you see in Overwatch League, they all start here.
I am making this dream that I've had for so long, our reality.
At the end of the day, that's what we're all here for, is to play the best Overwatch we can against the best players we can to prove that we're the best.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Trial of Champions. We are here to see if these teams can take their share of the $3,000 prize pool and get a shot at one of the 2 openings into Contenders Trials, their last opportunity to make Contenders for the 2020 season. My name is Bull Skunk alongside Chef Billy, and, well, we got to give a special thank to Opinion Outpost for sponsoring this tournament. A great way to make a little extra cash. If you want to get some new gear, you want to save up for some Christmas presents come holiday season, look for the link in chat. It's a quick way, just make up a few bucks. All you got to do is just give a few opinions. It's about the easiest way I found to make money in recent days. But with that aside, let's take a look at today's schedule. As before we look at the schedule, we're going to take a look at some, all right, we will go to the schedule. Thank you, producer. First off, we're going to have Ignition taking on Rolling Ronalds a little later in the day. UDG Gaming taking on Greb's Money Crew. But before we start delving into the rosters of these teams, let's take a look at some of the vibe check. Look inside the comms from yesterday's matches.
Best of 5, so first to 3.
Oh, best of 5?
Yes, best of 5. I read you guys the rules in the beginning. No one listens to when the woman talks.
Exactly. I wasn't here.
Or think about it, right? We throw this one for a map 5.
Think about it. The content?
The content, yeah. More highlights.
Sage
yeah, we'll have more screen time. You guys used to play with Legos, right? When you were a kid? Like
Yeah.
Right?
I grinded Legos.
I was never a child.
I didn't play
you guys know
Legos. I
did you
grinded.
guys ever do that thing where like you take off the hands and swap it with other people's hands?
What?
Yes.
I
get what he's talking about, but
dude, I honestly, I kind of wish I could do that right now.
We run the Mansa Musa here. Mansa Musa.
Monster Musa?
yeah, Monster Musa comp.
Monster Musa?
He was like the richest man, right?
Wait, guys, can we have time and then
Yeah.
go to the bathroom?
At the time.
Holy. You actually probably go to the bathroom again?
He didn't pee yet. That's why he's feeding.
You play well when you have to
Yeah,
make
that's
it.
pretty true. Actually, no, 100%. I play better whenever like
You play better when you have to pee.
that's not useful defense, right?
No, it's not. You just put the DEF. Just be safe.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll make it up for you.
Defense.
Hey, is it not DE?
The
It's
France.
DE.
I like that.
There's an S instead
It's
of
not-
an E, right?
it's
Instead of a C,
either way,
right?
Or what? Like, there's defense and defense, or is that just how two different pronunciations?
Defense and
Like, this team is the
It's
defense.
defense.
They are playing
defenders.
Oh, fuck.
Defenders.
defenders.
I don't want to do English right now, dude. That's not
Oh, thank God. I did not study. I'll be honest. I need to pay for
Can you spell it right? Can you spell it right?
Defense and they're both correct ways to spell the same word. Okay.
I love getting the little inside look at the comms. I don't know about you. I played with tons of Legos as a kid. But speaking of building blocks, these teams are looking to build, see if they can put together a championship squad here at the Trial of Champions. As we take a look at our first match, we're going to have Ignition taking on Rolling Ronalds. What are these rosters looking like, Billy?
You see the Ignition squad coming in off of a top 12 finish in last month's, or actually this month's, Open Division. We saw them make their rise through the winners rank, and then they dropped down to the losers bracket and then ended up losing to, I believe, the eventual winner of it. Not very close in that, but they really put up a good defense, trying to get through and getting their qualifying spot into the into contenders trials. Now, talking with DCS, their manager, they have brought in a completely new coaching staff. I believe at the beginning of September, they brought over Animated from Samsung Morning Stars in the EU. And also, right after that, they signed Pfaffer, who was the former UMass head coach of Overwatch there. So they have brought in some serious coaching talent for Ignition. He also said, watch out for the tank line of Hammer and Clay. Apparently, they have some serious synergy going on, having played since March together, and it really shows on stream. And I actually got a chance to watch them in a little bit of a stream in the Open Division. And man, they got some serious coordinated moves going on. Getting over to Rolling Ronalds, however, they are a very new team. They are the combination of the OG Rolling Ronalds and the boys. They have formed some very close friendships on the team. They say that's starting to translate over into their gameplay because apparently it's just like a big party all the time, having fun together. They really said to watch out for Sealder on the hit scan and Westarm also in the DPS role, as they seem to frag out a lot. Also wanted to throw out a shout out to Lyric, as well as apparently he is starting to really come into their own as a main support.
Sounds like this is really going to be a battle of a tank line versus a high-powered DPS line. Hammer and Clay, like you mentioned, been playing together quite some time. They were brought over from Sakura Esports and have that built-in synergy. You know what a difference that can make. With coordinated tank line leading the charge, it can create all the space necessary for the rest of the team to get the job done. You open things up in your hit scan, don't necessarily have to worry about the flankers as much. Don't have to worry about fighting for space. They can just click heads. It makes just everybody's life so much easier. So be keeping a sharp eye on Hammer and Clay. We'll see if the DPS duo of Rolling Ronalds, can equalize, put the hurt down before those tanks can close that gap. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, looking at what DCS told me, he was saying that as we watched as he watched the synergy really build even more between Hammer and Clay, Jazza started stepping it up in a DPS role, and he said that he's one of the most improved players for Ignition, and we really want to see if Jazza is going to be able to carry the team on the backs of Hammer and Clay. Hammer already has Shatter available.
Yep, getting into this right at the beginning is a EMP Shatter combo. We're starting off with a bang here, Billy. That was a 6-man EMP followed by a massive Shatter, and Rolling Ronald's just ground to dust right out of the gate as we get started in this first of 3 series, starting off on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, we're here in Gardens, and we just saw the comboing there coming out of Jazza and Hammer, and I was just pointing to that fact, and man, that was an absolutely fantastic deployance of that EMP. Now we're going to look and see if Mori and Clay might be able to do something with their ultimates. They do have Case of Wolf ready with the Coalescence trying to get into the back line.
West Arm is going to use the duplicate onto the Reinhardt, but there's a sound barrier. There's yet another Shatter from Hammer. That's 2 in a mini fight, but they're not able to convert. Hammer's going down, and Havoc managed to get underneath and create some Havoc, living up to his namesake with those pair of shotguns on the Reaper.
And I mean, they do get the flip at 83%, so, you know, that's a very important flip for them. As they invested 3 ultimates into it, Wolfgang, they did invest the duplicate coming out of West Arm, one of the players to watch here for Rolling Ronalds. Case of Wolf, you know, we're going to wait to see to get that next Coalescence up, because I believe that's going to stop the aggression. That's a Shatter coming out. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, that one made it through the shield, and there was just no hope for Ignition to respond to that. Perhaps you know, calculated dry push here, Billy. They're trying to build up some more ults, get back up to that EMP at Jazza, and then try to strike back, but they're running into a Death Blossom on the other side.
Absolutely. They also have self-destruct. They really zoned out the point and denied the pressure coming in. Clay is going to go ahead and let those go. Dueling bumps. Clay gets the better of that bull skunk. That's a 5v6. That's a 6v4 now.
And gets the kill with the remake. There's Samuel Cervini. That always puts a smile on my face. But taking it back here, of course, it's all from Rolling Ronald. Trying to build as much percentage as they can, but Ignition will flip it with 85% and counting. One last chance for Rolling Ronalds to open up with the W.
Yeah, and I finally get my Gong of Death. I haven't heard one of those for quite a while since we've been casting together. It's been a while, but Havoc is going to be able to try and get in here with the Blossom. You don't have the, oh my goodness, that's a 5-man EMP coming out of Jazza.
Yeah, and Majin goes down immediately. Death Blossom doesn't come out, but Havoc can't find anything with the defense matrix there. This tank line of Ignition living up to the hype right now and just controlling this objective. Duplicate used onto, well, from West Arm onto the Reaper. And even the second Death Blossom really not picking up much. Plays self-destruct, just the nail in the coffin with, well, Hammer beating him down like a nail.
And that's the first point. So, I mean, wow, that is a serious amount of aggression coming in at 50%. And that was a pretty one-sided from what we saw. We did see the flip come around 83%. And I thought, you know, if they would have gotten the sound barrier up out of Lyric there, I think that they might have been able to stabilize a lot longer. But when you saw the simultaneous self-destruct come out from both sides, and Clay getting the better of ECA on the main tank for Rolling Ronalds, I think that was just spelt the end of the flip right there. The duplicate even came out very nicely from West Arm, but didn't get the value. He got actually 2 Blossoms in the duplicate, and they just had so much sustain that they couldn't break through the shielding and the healing. And I mean, that was just beautifully played by Ignition there.
Now, I can't help but wonder if Ignition just didn't have the upper hand in composition, running the Sombra as opposed to the Echo that we were seeing from Rolling Ronalds, and then as well having the Lucio, where we saw a Mercy on the other side. And with the Reaper and an Echo, the Mercy's not going to get as much value out of the damage boost, and on Control, it's so chaotic, it's unlikely that you're going to die in a position that's safe. That's going to be resable. So, I mean, a little bit of a comp advantage for Ignition on top of the strong tank play.
Yeah, and I think you can bring out the Echo or the Mercy boosted Echo in more of the team-based, you know, the objective-based maps coming out later on, but right now in Control, it's all about maintaining control. And I mean, it's a fight to stay alive. There's no other way to put it. There's the reason why it's called King of the Hill. I mean, you've got to stay alive to keep yourself in the match and keep getting the progress towards your point. So yeah, I think that the Moira Lucio absolutely doing their job. I think the Sombra is the biggest pick. You've deemed it the blackout DPS comp of the Sombra and the Edgelord himself in Reaper, and it just looks. I mean, from what we've seen, I think that is one certain meta that I think that we can agree on that teams should be running right now, especially if you're running with a brawly comp. Yeah, you could run it with the dive tanks as well. So we will see what the next map will bring here as we go to Control Center. Bullskunk, I'm looking for a lot more brawl. Hammer and Clay bringing out the hammer and the finesse with the diva. Jazza looks like they might be bringing out the Symmetra. It might be just to get a little bit of aggression forward instead of having to use the speed boost right away. So they might have a tactical advantage and might swap back over to the Sombra, which has the speed boost when you're under invisibility in the first place.
Yeah, I'm anticipating the swap over to the Sombra. We're getting Reinhardt Zarya from both teams this time, and Rolling Ronalds are going to opt for the Lucio and the Sombra as opposed to the Mercy and Echo we saw in the last match. Ignition taking up control in the right area to start, and Jazz is sticking with the Symmetra and finding value with it right out of the gate. And Ignition making short work of this first engagement, and we'll find first control.
That was just a measure of aggression. It was controlled. I love the spam damage coming in from Mori. Take a look at their ult percentage right now, almost 90%. He was landing everything that he was throwing in to Rolling Ronalds, and there was just not enough sustain to keep them up through the mid fight. I'm looking for Mori to land a big tire to really stop the aggression coming in from Rolling Ronalds. That's an early shatter as well from Hammer.
With the shield close from the other side, the hammer goes down, and the tire fights too immediately. And, well, Hammer himself just pushing forward. Ignition trying to claim some space. Looks like they're going to hold the door at this point.
Well, you invested the 2 ultimates there. That's not bad economy. You still got the Photon Barrier about to be ready for Jazza, so you're going to be looking to deny the damage coming in from that. And Melchio is going to be able to keep you up in the mid-fight with that Coalescence.
Speed boost in, Rolling Ronalds coming in with a quickness, but perfect kiting from Ignition. And this just so powerful tank line, laying waste. Clay finding a 3-piece during that fight. And Ignition showing no signs of budging right now.
And it's the willingness to kite back for each other that I'm seeing right now from Ignition. They are, I mean, there's no selfishness to this team whatsoever. They're absolutely willing to take a body block if somebody's low on HP. And, you know, willing to take that damage in so that they can get back, get into the healing. I like where this teleporter is set up as well, because you can kite in and out of the damage.
Western going to throw down the EMP, accompanied by a Sound Barrier. Rolling Ronalds finally finding their first kill of this round. And they're going to take down Hammer and Clay. A couple of priority kills in D as they move on to the objective, just looking to clean up. They lose Havoc along the way, who might have been able to build up a little bit more towards that Death Blossom, but they will have a Graviton Surge to defend with this next fight.
Absolutely, they will. And we saw Clay deploy their Graviton Surge. I think they were doing that just in effect to grab as much permanent progress as they could get. And I mean, they brought it to 89%, and you've got, I mean, 4 ultimates, almost 5 on the line for Ignition. However, I'm really looking for ECA to land a big grab here. Clay has swapped over to the Diva, though, so you're looking for an eat on the grab here from Clay.
Mori to start things off with the Riptire. Coalescence out from the other side. Okay, so they're looking to keep the team alive, but cannot survive themselves. Back both supports taken out of the fight as Melchio comes through with a Coalescence of their own, burning through Rolling Ronalds. Having to go down without being able to press Q. And Ignition flipping this point right back over, 90% counter.
Indeed, they do, but they don't really have anything to defend coming in against this Death Blossom that Havoc has generated in their interim. I'm not sure where the Edgelord is at right now, but you know, you're also coming up on Majik's next Shatter. That's going to be an aggression point for them to come in, maybe to combo with the Death Blossom.
Havoc sneaking into the back line, drops the Death Blossom, only able to find one. Clay right there with the defense matrix to protect the rest of the team. And the Lucio, sacrificial lamb for the cause, and Ignition buying some revenge, making sure that sacrifice was not in vain, taking our opening map of Lijiang and a 1-0 lead in the series.
So, I mean, that is exactly what you want to see coming out on Control Bullskunk, as we saw really good, smart, concentrated play, almost as if you're looking at it from like a payload or an escort map. They just played as a total 6. You never, especially watching when they were trying to avoid the EMP, we saw Hayden get just far enough away that he was able to kite away from the damage and able to drop that sound barrier after they let loose with the EMP. And as I said, they are very unselfish in their willingness to come back and really take the hits for their team and allow their teammates to get back for healing, for sustain. Small, soft resets, micro resets, I want to call them, in the middle of these points is what got them the 2-0 win here and going up 1-0 in our series.
And you could really see the trust in that tank line. When the Reaper comes around back, Hammer doesn't turn around. Hammer is not phased. He is fully trusting in Clay to use that defense matrix on the rest of the team to protect his back so that Hammer can keep that shield forward and keep the attention front and center where it needs to be. That only develops with just real synergy and time playing together. I'm anxious to see how this team goes through the rest of the tournament. This is going to be a good one, Billy.
I mean, if you're basing it off of what they did in Open Division, I'm not surprised to see this. I think that the coaching swap that they have had now is absolutely ringing true right now, Bullskunk, because we are seeing some very coordinated play. And I think that I had seen, we had watched one of our friends, Munching Carrot. I think we had watched one of their PC scrims once. We're like, this is a Open Division team. And, really seeing it after that and seeing them, how far they've come now, I'm very, very impressed.
Yeah, like I said, Ignition did make it to top 12 in Open Division, and they lost to Gorilla Grip. Gorilla Grip, a part of this Trial of Champions and our #1 seed. So, no shame in falling to a #1 seed. They did go on to get second place in Open Division. Otherwise, Ignition could have gone a lot further. They just happened to meet a very tough team in Open. Now they're here with a second chance to get into Trials to see if they can, finish their comeback story, finish their anime arc, Billy.
I mean, this is my comeback song. So, next map going to be an escort map. Not sure where we're going as of yet, but we should be coming up here shortly. Looking at escort, I'm not sure. I think Rialto could be a very good choice for Rolling Ronalds. They did say that ECA does like to play the ball a little bit, so we'll see if that gets brought out here.
Looks like we did get a sub coming through from Rolling Ronalds, as Selder is coming in and Havoc heading out. So rotating that strong DPS three piece, I guess you could call it, the 3 stack. But it's always so strong when you have just that one extra caveat. When you can throw a different look in the DPS line and having 3 strong DPS players as opposed to just 2, well, I mean, it can give you an edge, and we'll see if it gives Rolling Ronalds an edge heading into map #2.
Well, especially with the long sight lines that a Rialto could bring you to. Especially, first point, there are so many little kitty corners that you can hide out of as a Widowmaker and take it to them. If you can get those lines of sight down right, you can start clicking heads, and that was something that they told me to look out for. Sealder and West Arm. So you're bringing in the third head of the DPS Hydra on Rolling Ronald's squad, and we're going to be able to see, is it going to be enough? Are they going to be on attack or defense? That'll all be questions that we need to have answered here in the next couple of minutes as they decide which map we're going to go to.
And I think with Sealder coming in, I'm expecting either the Ash or the Widowmaker to come out. See if that's their place in this trio. We had Havoc on the Reaper last time. This might indicate a bit of a swap in composition, but we'll have to see if that trend holds up as we head into escort.
The other thing that we need to really point out is the healing core of Ignition. If you saw, it was Hayden and Melchio. They really, really were able to swap off the onus of who was taking care of what and when, unless they knew that EMP was online, and then Hayden had to get out of there and really make sure that he was watching his six so he wasn't getting manual hacked out coming out of Havoc that was in at that moment playing on the Sombra. So tank line aside, I think that the healers right now, they have actually really stepped up and taken care of their team. DCS was very impressed with Hayden's growth coming up through the September trials. They actually didn't almost sign him. They were actually going to pass on him, and then they decided to give him a chance. And man, are they pleased with the progress that he has come through so far. DCS and squad said that the synergy is there, the in-game communication is there, and he's just got such a positive mindset right now that he apparently is the team mascot right now.
Well, I mean, no great tank line can exist without a great support core to keep the sustain, keep them alive and standing. Your supports are your unsung heroes of Overwatch, and typically don't see their names unless they're doing something wrong. But always got to give shout out to your supports. Don't neglect your healers. As it looks like Dorado will be a Rolling Ronald's choice for our escort map today. Interesting choice, a lot of high ground to work with, and I remember talking before this team. Well, this team might be able to take advantage of it.
They might be able to take advantage of it, indeed, Bullskunk. We do see Sealder coming in, so are we going to see a damage-boosted Ashe, possibly? That's something that I'm going to look at. I really want to see what the DPS comes out of that. They're settling on maybe the Widow, but they're going to be on the attack here. As Ignition has decided that they're going to take to the defense first, so we're looking here. We're going to have a damage-boosted Ashe. Jazza bringing out the Southern Belle here, as I like to call her, Mori, bringing out the Tracer. So you're going to have the nuisance factor of a Tracer with the one-shot potential of a damage-boosted Jazza. Hammer and Clay playing on two of our favorite tanks in Winston and Diva. And then Melchio bringing up the Discord. So the Discord, I want to see how they are going to focus down Rolling Ronalds once they do have that orb of Discord onto them.
And on the attacking side, also running with the dive tanks, Sealder indeed, bringing out the long-range hit scan. It's the Widowmaker, looking to go up to the yellow building on top of that roof. Big, long sight lines covering both high grounds. Sealder might have an opportunity to clear out that space, find an early pick, but no, it's Jazza who's going to draw first blood on Dorado, taking Majin out of the fight immediately as he overstayed his welcome on top of the red roof.
Indeed, and it was the Discord orb coming out of Melchio there that helped get in there and just go ahead and taking his own orbs into effect there and taking out Westarm that has popped over onto this Zenyatta or this Sombra. So early picks going in favor of this, and I love the high ground hold here. You can just rain in damage, especially with the dynamite going over the top. That is absolutely huge. Look at it landing on the Majik Bullskunk. That is a massive amount of AoE damage going into him.
And also a great amount of ult charge for Jazza to start. Ooh, Melchio goes down 5% to the Transcendent. Beautiful shot from Sealder. And Wisp is going to push in and find the kill as well. Attackers finding a little bit of value to start. And with the kill onto the Mercy, this could be it. But Hammer and Jazza striking back, throwing Bob down to help reinforce the team. Bob taking a quick nap after getting that kill and a DMAC. But I believe Ignition might have done just enough to stabilize, at the very least, to be able to regroup at the fountain.
But it was expensive. That was 4 ultimates coming out there just to hold right under the archway here. And you're looking at a bevy of ultimates coming out of Rolling Ronalds. You've got the sound barrier that could be used aggressively, which is what they're going to do right here. Melchio is going to have to, they're going to probably try to pull out the Transcendence from Melchio, but he hasn't bit the bait yet.
He does eventually drop the Transcendence, but not in time to save his DPS core. Hammer going down, that'll get rezzed up. Melchio does try to get back in the fight. Even Hayden getting into the mix. With her DPS gone, the support line of Ignition stepping up and finding a couple kills. But Rolling Ronalds will not be denied. They're going to jump in the back with reckless abandon. Majin throwing down a primal rage, battering Hammer into a corner who was a mere 3% having his own ultimate. And this cart will roll into the back point.
You know, and it's not a terrible time going into point B here, and they don't really have anything to work with. That is the one question, you know, that well, maybe the contestant is going to come out here from Ignition. They've decided that they're not ready to give up this point yet. They're looking for Westarm on this Hanzo. He's 20% to Dragon Strike. Hammer does get a huge kill in onto Kesa Wolf, holding the nano boost in hand. Bullskunk, that is a decimating loss there.
What a beautiful retake. Hammer coming in from one side with the Primal Rage, Clay escorting 2 members from the other and creating a beautiful pincer move.
Speaking of beautiful, that was a beautiful stagger onto Wisp. Clay has self-destruct in hand. You're looking at ultimates right now. Westarm will have this Dragon Strike in the next fight. Here comes the nano boost in onto Vegeta.
Yeah, might be able to find 2 with that, including the Ashe and the Zenyatta. Early advantage as Clay tries to strike back with the self-destruct. Dragon's thrown over back to the point from the attacking team, and it's just a pair of divas dueling on the back of the point. Coalescence does come out, but it's not in time to keep Clay alive. And now it is just Hammer and Hayden trying to hold back this point against the onslaught. Only 17 seconds left on the clock. If they can stall long enough to get Melchior back in this fight, he does have Transcendence, and it might be just a ticket. Oh, but Jazza goes down to a beautiful headshot. Hammer drops another Primal Rage, though, and takes out both supports on the other side. No more healers left standing for Rolling Ronalds. Now, Sealer's going to go down as the overtime week starts to burn. Westarm was the only one standing on cart, gets taken out. And wow, what a hold from Ignition, not allowing any points on the board.
I mean, 25 hundredths of a meter. That is what separated point A from being capped with about 2 minutes and 30 seconds going into point B. And a full first point hold, 0.25 meters from the gate. When I saw them coming back, I didn't think they were first A going to be able to touch, and B, they had the ultimates to back it up. Melchior letting loose with that coalescence, even though Clay was taking out of the mech, was still able to keep up enough of the team until the rest came in. Melchior doing a fantastic job with those Discord orbs and dropping Transcendence when it was absolutely at the last possible moment. And man, that is a heck of a hold, Bullskunk. So now we're going to see what Rolling Ronalds decides to bring out onto their defense. And Lyric bringing out the Lucio again. I did like Sealer's performance though, Bullskunk, on the Widow. I was really impressed with how many heads he got to click with how much pressure they were under at all times. I mean, they were under duress pretty much 75% of the time they were on the field.
And Sealer's sticking with that Widowmaker. As Rolling Ronald's coming out with the double sniper. Westarm was toying with the Hanzo again, but opted for the Ashe. With that, Lyric on the Mercy to add that bit of damage boost. You can see the tanks sitting on top of Red Roof, while the rest of the team is just going to sit back under the safety of the archway here, under the upper level walkway. Clay immediately hooks Wisp off of Red Roof and gets just deleted. Oh my goodness. Now that's how you open up a fight. Hammer is going to go up there and claim that space, force Majin back to the low ground, and then he is just going to try to retreat out of there, but Hammer's not done with them. He's going to pursue this fight, going to go up and greet them on this back high ground. Man, this Winston is just creating so much space for them to work. Clay right there in sync and driving Rolling Ronald all the way back into the courtyard.
Somewhere MC Hammer is saying, stop, hammer time. Because that was absolutely what that was. Clay getting in the back with him and using that defense matrix to absolute perfection, and they are just laying so much damage in. Hammer's going to have a Primal Rage any second now, and that is going to be the point for him to press Q and get in there. But that's a 2K coming up from Machi.
Yeah, Majin found a pair with that. Hammer and Clay pushed in, both less than half health. One of their healers was already dead, and Rolling Ronalds took full advantage.
Now, looking at what's coming up for the next fight, though, Bullskunk, I mean, Kesa Wolf has a coalescence, so that's going to be something to keep the team up, but you really don't have much going on in the defensive ultimates. Whereas you are facing Pulse Bomb, you're going to be facing not only that, you're going to be having the Primal Rage, you're going to have Self-Destruct, and Melchior's own coalescence, so this is going to be a definite ingress point for them to get in that. They're going to have to really put their foot down.
Yeah, we've seen how dangerous Hammer is with these primals. As he throws it down, immediately picks up a kill. Is trying to go pursue Sealder on the rooftop. I will just run through your Venom Mine and chase you down, denying any value from the Widowmaker. Sealder drops the Emperor Sights just to provide something to the rest of the team. Majin does return with a kill of their own, and the EMP comes out from Jazza to strike back. That's going to find 3, including both supports and Majin himself. Winston cannot survive. Self-destruct over the top, but the bubble is there from Hammer. Now, the Bob out. Try to create some reinforcements for Rolling Ronalds as they're on their last leg. Ignition can see the box of victory. They'll find one with the self-destruct, but Bob is going to find one as well. Salvager used from Hayden, but I don't believe it's enough for them to get this point just yet. Well, I say that, the DPS are striking back here, Billy. As reinforcements have dwindled on both sides, this has turned into a 3v3 on the objective.
It's turned into a heck of a scrappy fight here. You know, I think that Hayden might have wanted to have that back, but that is a huge hack coming into Majin from Jazz, and that's going to really take down his efficaciousness, but it's going both ways here, Bullskin. That's a pulse bomb out from Moria. It doesn't catch anything.
Trying to stick Wisp with it, but at the end of the day, they finally get the kill despite the miss, and Ignition get a 2-0 lead going into the half, tightening their grip on this series.
I mean, Bullskunk, once again, it was just really measured aggression coming in from this side, from Ignition. They really had a never say die attitude when they were on the defense. As I pointed out before, a quarter of a meter is all they needed to get. And they got in there, they scrapped it out, they let the reinforcements come back, and they really turned that into a map win on their own attack phase. They never looked like really being stopped. It was just a matter of time. The cooldown management was perfect, the ult management was perfect, you know, and they did have to get a little scrappy there at the end, but it was really the sustain that came in. So Bullskunk, they're up 2-0 now, and we're going to be heading to a hybrid map next, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Ignition ventured it all and gained it all. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back after the half for hybrid and see if Ignition closes this thing out or if Rolling Ronalds can start the reverse sweep. We'll find out in just a few.
Academy, they lay down the shatter, let the bodies hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%.
Right now with Hydra building up to this Bear Barrage so quickly.
Oh,
and asking.
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with that mine.
Impact, se escucha de abajo gritar campeón a Sky Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We got a clip with minimal information, it's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go, figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting until it's for sure lost. Winnable!
Tired of the competitive grind and random teammates? Want to put your team to the test against opponents of similar SR?
Go.
Ever been told to get good, but felt like you were never given the chance? Introducing our Get Good tournament, open to PC and console teams in NA and EU region. Our goal is to provide you with an environment that will push your team play and individual skills to new heights and an opportunity to make new friends along the way. Our divisions range from beginner to unlimited, and the tournament will start off with a 5 to 6 week group stage in Swiss format, ending in a 2-week-long playoff bracket. You can even be showcased live as we stream matches with talented casters every week on Twitch. The winner for each division is crowned champion and will get a fancy champion's role. Get Good signups will start on October 5th, with the tournament starting on the 23rd for PC and the 24th for console. And if you don't have a team yet, but would like to experience playing in a team, fear not. Solo player signups is a team building service offered by Elohell Esports in preparation for our Get Good tournament. Sign up on your own and you will be put into a team of 6. Solo player signups are open right now. Go to elohell.gg/getgood for more information and to sign up for the real 6v6 experience.
Only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elohell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh, no! Kill! Let's go!
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played, competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then 2 captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elohell Pickup Games Discord, and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.
Everybody, Big Hungry Phil here with a note of thanks to Opinion Outpost for sponsoring the Trial of Champions. Want to make some extra cash? Well, earn money through Opinion Outpost by just sharing your opinion. All you've got to do is fill out some surveys. You can make money while watching streams, queuing for a game, or even waiting for your teammates to group up for one final overtime push on the point. Use Opinion Outpost to get that skin you've always wanted. There's nothing better than treating yourself to some well-deserved loot boxes after a long competitive grind. Visit the link to start making money today.
Oh, welcome back. Ignition up 2-0 over Rolling Ronalds here at the half, looking to close things out. And before we get to talking about that, I mean, that quiz question, I don't know about y'all, chat, but that was a tough one. I saw y'all were a little bit divided on that. I didn't know the answer to that. I couldn't remember. I mean, I'm usually pretty good with my lore. I could not remember the name of that bakery. So props to the 50+% of y'all that got that one right, because that one broke my brain.
The only reason why I got that is because I am a chef. And
of course.
I pay attention to these things. It was food. It was a bakery.
I should have
known.
I
mean, I absolutely wanted to go for a torta. I'm always hungry when I go to Dorado just for that reason.
If you've never had a torta, you must try one. They are amazing. It's like a Mexican-style sandwich, usually black beans and sour cream. They're so good. Just so good. Anyway, back to the point at hand. Back to the point at hand. Ignition up 2-0 at the half, looking to close this thing out in this first of 3 series. It is Rolling Ronald's map pick. So I imagine they're going to want to try to keep those long sight lines. We saw Sealder doing some great things on the Widowmaker, but the tank line so far of Ignition just too strong for him in this very high risk, high reward play, taking a big chance to come with that retake on their defense, and then taking the 3v3 on the back of their offense and eventually winning that fight. They're a fun team to watch, and I'm excited to see this thing continue, see how it ends up. But well, I think Rolling Ronald's. I think they're choosing Hollywood for our next map, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I think that our next map is going to be a hybrid. So Hollywood is their choice, and I was really interested to see why they picked this. I mean, you do have some long sight lines, not only on point A. You can hold on top of the little cafe there, or you can go on top of the elevator there in the back. Speaking of elevators, we were talking about this. That new patch has gone through. I actually saw it in game yesterday for the first time when I was casting another competition, and it just went. It was like one of those Jetson elevators, like. And it just went up, and I was like, whoa, yeah, no more waiting for like 9 hours for it to come back down and then waiting for it to go back up. It's there, ready to go, and then it goes back to its resting position. So it's lots of less wasted momentum and energy there. It just gets you up, and it's done. You're good.
Well, you don't have to wait for it to come down, all right? You can immediately walk over to it, jettison your way up to the high ground, and, I mean, that's only 2 days old. This dropped with the patch, with the Halloween event that arrived on Tuesday. This might catch some people off guard on Point B.
You know, you bring up Halloween, which is one of my favorite holidays of the year. Which one? Okay, I want the Ragdoll Echo skin. I saw one of the sprays and it actually creeped me out. The Ragdoll one where they're pulling, she's pulling her string out of her mouth and looking in the mirror. Nah, that one gave me nightmares last night. I'm not gonna lie. It absolutely creeped me out. But Ignition coming out here, they're bringing your Blackout DPS comp and bringing the Rhine and Diva. So we're going to see the Diva contesting the high ground, probably alongside with Jazza using the translocator. Hayden bringing up the very trusty Lucio again, one of Decius's favorite players on the team, and Melchio. Melchio was the real linchpin that saved that point from going to point 2 on Dorado with that all-important coalescence that came out of the spawn there.
Oh, and look at Jazza on this Sombra's way behind enemy lines. Going to get an early scout on the attacking composition and build up some EMP charge right out of the gate. We will get Sealder back on that Widowmaker on the attack. We also have an Ana here in case of Wolf. See if the anti-nades can be the difference maker to take down this nightmarish tank live. No, Hammer immediately finds Case's number. Puts down the Ana, and Hammer and Clay they're not going to be budged just yet.
No, and that was really instigated by taking Case of Wolf out of the fight early in the fight. And look at this long-term stagger going on to Wisp. This is lasting forever. This is 20 seconds. I mean, that is a huge time waster. That's exactly what Ignition are wanting to do here. They're wanting to waste as much time as they can. Hammer, look, he's already 90% almost to his first shatter. That's going to be a great defensive tool coming in from Ignition.
Also a coalescence to couple with it. Melchio at 95% as well. There, now you're 95%. Trying to make a liar out of me. Ooh, good opening pick. West Arm and Lyric are able to combine and take down Clay. Lyric making a good work on that. Lucio is almost got the sound barrier up. Earthshatter out from Hammer, doesn't find anything, but Westarm does go down before getting a chance to use that EMP. As it's the Lucios showing up so far, and right on cue, Lyric's able to pick up another kill as well. Majin then just coming in and cleaning house. Throwing a little emote down. It's creepy. It's creepy, Majin.
It's the zombie. It's the new zombie one. And it is creepy. That's a late stagger kill on Melcher. They're going to get really horrible spawn from this. That is a actually very important pick, Bull Skunk, because, as I said, they're going to get the really far spawn. So, you know, it's going to take that much longer to get back to the fight. But the real difference in that fight, Westarm bringing out the Sombra to mirror what you're seeing from Jazza, and then Kesa Wolf on this Ana. Not only the huge anti-nades, but the fight-winning usage of that nano boost onto Majin. That was absolutely huge.
And now we've got EMPs on both sides, sound barrier on both sides. Oh, but Jazza goes down. The snipe from Sealer, maybe in a body shot, but it was plenty to get the job done. And now Westarm's free to drop down the EMP, but Hayden's not affected. Wise positioning, able to get the sound barrier down, and no victims as a result of that EMP. But Hammer gets aggressive. What a charge, going all the way into Cafe, and finds himself surrounded by Rolling Ronalds, and now they're just going to keep strolling through Westworld.
Absolutely, and Jazzy, fortunately did not press Q when they were exterminated by Sealder from long range, and now playing games with Westarm, hacking, getting out. Jazza still has his EMP online, waiting for the perfect time to deploy it. There does have it available, but he will be able to deploy his own sound barrier. That is huge.
Yeah, the Death Blossom. That's Death Blossom. That's not self-destruct. That one not really finding much value. In fact, it's going the other way. Sealder's going to throw down the Emphasize just so they know where the remaining members of Ignition are hiding. Try to stall them out as, oh my goodness, Clay just wants to play the game. The Diva Staggers are very real in this series.
Diva Staggers are real. I think that maybe Clay might need to swap over to Azaria to give a bubble to cleanse the effects of these hacks and these antis coming in from Queso Wolf and Westarm respectively. Maury's got to get a little bit more done on this Reaper, as well as you are seeing Sealer and Westarm really owning people here.
Shatter just finds Clay. Clay then gets hacked. Focuses so much attention, but is able to survive some wonderful healing from Melchio and Hayden. Hammer is able to take down Westarm, who had that EMP. So fight condition found. A beautiful play from Ignition to identify and delete that win condition from Rolling Ronalds.
I spoke his name and he showed up into the kill feed there. Bullskunk Mori really laying through with the Hellfire shotguns and the Edgelord, very close to another Death Blossom. But you've got EMP bomb ready to go on Rolling Ronalds. You are coming close to having the self-destruct for Clay. If Jazza can get the EMP up in a hurry, this could be a very explosive next couple of seconds here, Bullskunk. We need to see how they deploy these in there, and if Queso Wolf, who has been landing some serious anti-nades into Ignition, can land another big one.
Well, and that fight win was really important for Ignition in their own right, as they're able to get that sound barrier built up in the interim. So they do have something to counter this EMP. You can see Hayden up top, and Hayden gets hit by it. Beautiful play from Westarm, identifies a Lucio and pulls the trigger. Finds all six, and they do get the thing back. Self-destruct finds 3! And Westarm takes out Hayden, basically for the second time in this fight. First with the EMP, but Hammer's bringing it back. There was a Death Blossom that found a pair in the midst of that fight, and this Reinhardt will not be dislodged. She's not giving up this thing without a fight.
That was a 3-man shatter, by the way, like on not very much HP, and he absolutely let it rip. And there was nothing else that could be done. I mean, he just went in there, took down Majin as fast as you like, but you're going to have to go up against not only the sights, but also Shatter and Nano Boost available for Queso Wolf here.
Rolling Ronald. Gonna take the high ground approach this time. Nano Boost in, it's time to go. But Corvus up on the other side. A beautiful counter charge is gonna keep Hammer alive. Sound barrier in, and Ignition's getting aggressive. One by one, picking apart the attacking Rolling Ronald.
Yeah, but that is a huge anti-nade. There was a trade coming in there from Westarm, and they had a minuscule second there where they could have turned that around just a little bit. But the pursuit coming out of Ignition, once again, they are absolutely committed. You're talking about the high risk, high reward. These tanks are getting up into Rolling Ronalds and really denying any kind of space that they're trying to get in there. It's basically Westarm getting behind them and throwing an EMP in their last fight coming up right here.
Sound barrier used early from Rolling Ronalds. Self-destruct fight 1, but Hayden goes down. There's the tank line slowly pushing forward of Rolling. It looks like Ignition just doing a little bit of a kite, pulling them back into this area, and then they're going to choose to charge forward. Shatter comes out into the wall of the jail, but it doesn't matter. The Death Blossom once again finding value, and Ignition once again putting up a great hold, a wonderful defense, and keeping Rolling Ronalds to just 1 point on Hollywood.
Man, they're stacking their ultimates so smartly right now, Bullskunk. That was actually a very incredible series of ultimates that when they all decided to press Q in combination, really getting the maximum value out of everything that they pressed there. I really like the Death Blossom into it, and Hammer's Shatter once again Man, he's not missing very much today. He is ringing true with his hammer, his namesake, so to speak. I really like the performance out of Westarm there on the Sombra for rolling Ronalds, though, Bullskunk. I mean, the availability, the manual hacks, you never were quite sure, especially if you're Ignition, where they were going to pop up at, and they usually were able to get an assassination on the hack target. So, you know, not much, I mean, nothing to sniff at, but I mean, he really had a good performance in on it.
Absolutely, that 6-man EMP was huge. And identifying Hayden and exactly where that Lucio was positioned, and was very patient in pulling the trigger until he get just the right time, just the perfect spot. And is able to find all 6 and allow Rolling Ronalds to push the cart as far as they did. And they're going to stick with this composition going on to the defense. Sealder coming back with the Reaper this time, though.
I really want to see that Ana back. Queso Wolf's Ana was absolutely fantastic. I got to give massive props to Queso Wolf landing so many biotic grenades and just anti-ing Ignition time and time again, in combination with the hacks coming out from Westarm.
Not much change from Ignition as they push in. You see Jazza working his way all the way around to the back. The rest of Ignition is going to go up the stairs, greet Rolling Ronalds on the high ground. Manual hack on to Majid, and he goes down immediately. No shield, no hit points for you, sir. And the rest of Rolling Ronalds now reeling from that opening kill. Wisp is going to get demacked. And Hammer just here swinging away, going to clean off anybody who dares get close to his injection.
That is what we call swinging with impunity. There is absolutely zero reason for him to be worried about anything. That is huge. I mean, the manual taking down of Wisp in this Diva mech, and just everybody going bye-bye real quick. And, man, the ultimates are being charged. Mori is getting charged to the heavens right now. I mean, you're going to have a 4-pack of ults almost coming out just on point A alone. But Rolling Ronalds does have a saving grace. They're going to have this EMP ready to go and maybe stop the progress of Ignition, because Ignition, I swear, I don't think Hammer put his shield up once in that fight.
And that's always indicative of who's in control. When your Reinhardt doesn't feel like they have to put their shield up, it means they can just press forward, swing, put damage down. They're trusting the team to keep them alive. And now there's a 6-man EMP from Jazza. The Earth Shatter comes down and finds the pair as well. There's a follow-up there, and they try to push in. Sealder responds with a pair of kills. Make that a 3-piece from Sealder on the Reaper. Coalescence used to help bolster them, and Ignition go back to spawn.
Man, and on the backs of a 6-man EMP, I'm not sure where the kills didn't come out. They didn't have the ability to keep themselves up, really, but somehow, miraculously, they did. And Sealder swapping over to the Edgelord himself, getting a 3-piece in there, getting his Blossom, and now this is going to be a very interesting street phase.
Self-destruct out, EMP in. Clay will find a pair of kills, but can't get back into mech just yet. Back at 3 coming through from the other side, and Ignition are at a -1 in this fight and are now running for the hills. Well, I say that Clay's just going to go ahead and continue to try to pursue the kill onto Sealder, but that was ill-advised. Probably should have just reset there, Clay.
Yeah, hacked and deleted, taken out of the mech, and now they're just going to go ahead and stagger that out. Soundberry invests without Clay in the mech. That's kind of interesting, but Melchio, they're going to go ahead and use these these support ultimates in a...
Oh, those shields just got stripped by that big EMP. Hammer finding a pair of kills on a single pin. And here comes the stagger once again. A bit of a misplay from Lyric. EMP online from Jazza and uses the sound barrier early. EMP not only devalues that, but destroys the rest of your team.
Absolutely, and that may have been just a fat finger cube press. I'm not sure. But Hammer does have the Earth Shatter ready to go. You're looking for Hayden. Hayden's probably going to wait this out and see where he can best deploy the sound barrier, but I mean, they're going to have to get in there and contest, otherwise this is going to be game over and series over.
Comes in from jail, shatters out, finds 3, including both supports. Well, at least one of them in case the Wolf falls. Majid goes down as well. There's the kill out of the follow-up support, and that is all she wrote. In very clean fashion, Ignition close us out on Hollywood with a 2-1 victory. Take the series 3-0.
And on the backs of what we have seen out of them in open division, I mean, I wasn't sure what to expect out of Rolling Brambles. Nothing for them to hang their head at. I'm telling you what, Weststar with a couple of 6-man EMPs, man, that's somebody to be looking for. But it was really one-way traffic here going on today. I mean, both sides competing, obviously, for their tournament life, but Ignition coming out just a little bit better on the end, on the backs of Hammer and Clay. We talked about it at the beginning. They were absolutely able and willing to step up to the task of taking Sealder and Weststorm out, and boy, did they ever.
Yeah, it is a single elimination tournament. So unfortunately, Rolling Ronald's going home on the back of that one. But I mean, they have some things they can learn from here and some things that they can take in to the next time we see them, take into future matches. The DPS line absolutely doing some work and showing up strong. I think a little bit of a misplay with the sound barrier, maybe even on a couple of occasions during that map. It just wasn't enough to keep Ignition at bay. And the tank line of Ignition, holy cow, what an impressive duo. Enables this team to get the clean 3-0 sweep.
I mean, I'd really like to know what chat thought about that, because I know that I was impressed because you and I are both tank players. I was impressed. I want to know if chat was absolutely impressed as much as I was, because I was like jumping, like kind of doing my little dance here as it was going along. You know, I was physically recoiling from Hammer's Earth Shatters, so you know they were good. And really, I mean, it was a fantastic performance. They really did live up to the billing that DCS told us about.
Well, and speaking of chat, it's now time to choose our MVP, but it's not up to us. It's up to you, friends at home. You are able to vote, cast your vote, decide who our MVP is for this match. We want to hear from you, and we'll give you just a minute to figure that out while we take a short break. We'll come back in to give you the results here momentarily. welcome back, my friends. Chat, you have spoken. And Hammer is our MVP of the match. No surprise. And I agree with you wholeheartedly. As we do have Hammer here on the mic with us. Appreciate you joining us. Congratulations on the victory there, Hammer.
Thanks. I appreciate it. It was a good game. I feel like it could have gone either way. We just had the upper hand today. Yeah.
Well, first question. So you and Clay coming over from Sakura, is that correct? And what's it like joining Ignition? How has it been getting acclimated with this squad?
Clay and I were on Soccer Esports before the team, and when that team disbanded, me and him were we should try and get on the same team together. We really enjoyed playing with each other, and we could really our synergy had just started developing right as that team disbanded. But getting acclimated into Ignition has really honestly just been awesome. Everyone's been really welcoming. There's been no all of us respect each other enough to where we can criticize each other and butt heads a little bit, but still be good friends at the end of the day, which I think is really important when you have to grind as much as a lot of tier 3 players do.
Oh, it's very important indeed. You can take feedback knowing that it's just coming from a place of brotherhood and everyone wants to do their best and that sort of thing. That's awesome. And it shows, and kind of leads into my next question was there seemed to be a lot of trust between the two of you. How did that develop, and what has that been like? Because I noticed on Li Zhang, that was you're able to just keep shield forward, focus on the front line, and just trust that the rest of your team was going to defend you. Can you give us some insight on how to build that?
Yeah, a lot of it is really just knowing that everyone's there for the reason to get better and knowing that we're all there to improve. And trust is something that goes into a lot of other sports and just a lot of other occupations just in general.
Yes, sir.
And especially in a game like Overwatch, it's very dynamic, very fast paced. Having trust in your teammates is one of the most important things. The San Francisco Shock, who just won the finals, for example, they're a great example of trusting each other, not only as players but as friends. Friends, that's what they need to do. They need to trust each other, and I feel like Clay and I, having played so long, have developed that, and just with everyone else on the team as well. We're definitely getting up there in terms of the amount of trust that we have with each other.
Well, the results speak for themselves, that's for sure.
And speaking about trust, you guys have got a almost entirely new coaching staff. As a matter of fact, I think you guys wiped the old coaching staff away and started bringing in some new talent, animated coming over from Samsung Morningstars in the EU division, and then signing Pfaffer from the University of Massachusetts. Talk to us about how that has changed your team dynamic, your team philosophy, your team theory, because, man, seeing from you guys from back in August and September to the October run that you guys had in Open Division, man, it is two completely separate teams.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like our old coach Ollie, he was really great. He was awesome to hang out with, but I feel like there was almost a certain level of disconnect that because of I think an age gap. It's kind of weird to say, but Animated is the same age as most of us, and Pfaffer's in college. He's not that much older than a lot of us, same age as some of us as well, and that really just allows us to be friends first, and then coaches and managers, whenever, and even Decius, he's a fair bit older than us, but he's kind of I guess the manager is kind of the parent of the team, making sure everyone gets to soccer practice on time, making sure they're eating 3 meals a day, brushing their teeth in the morning. So
Dad keeping you all in line, huh?
I feel attacked. I feel so attacked right now. All right, Mr. Hammer. That was really, it was an impressive performance, and the synergy that we saw. DC has also talked to us about Jazza and Hayden. I'd really like to get your thoughts on Hayden, because I heard that he almost didn't make it on the team, but now he's become one of the most integral parts of your team and really fulfilling that main support role.
Yeah, for a while we were having a lot of trials for main support players, and it was who do we want to choose? Who do we think is going to fit the best? Because I tend to play very aggressive, and if we have a main support that doesn't tend to agree with that, it can create a little bit of problems. So that's something that Clay has had to learn to adapt with over our time of playing together. And yeah, we tied out Hayden. We really liked him, but I know at the beginning there were a lot of scheduling conflicts. I tend to have to do later scrims just because of personal things I have to deal with earlier in the day. And Hayden being a high school student as well, staying up later is something that a lot of students don't like to do. Ruining their sleep schedule. But picking up Hayden has been awesome, and Jazza, the kid's a nut. I mean, his aim is something different. We have a nickname for him: all aim, no brain. We say that he can compete in Overwatch League with his level of play, but he's that of a diamond in terms of positioning. It averages out in the middle. And here we are.
Fair. We were very impressed with them too. DC, that was actually going to lead into my last question, was Jazz, but you went ahead and ran with it. And I am so thankful that you did, because I mean, it just flowed very nicely as far as a stream of consciousness, because I was really impressed with the entire team. I think that Melchio, also a great Moira player, really savvy, knowing when to drop coalescence, when to get kite away from damage. That was something that we just saw all throughout the match, is that you guys all had the ability to kite and really take body blocks for each other when other players were low. It was something that Bullskunk and I were talking about during our intermission that we were just very impressed with. So, man, what a fantastic performance for you guys. You got any shout outs you want to throw out to the community or to anybody you want to know?
Yeah, I want to. Clay actually told you guys should follow his Twitter, OW Clay. You should also follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/hammer15. Also want to just thank all of the Ignition org owners, everyone like that, and also my family for really being supportive of doing something, I guess, that's becoming more popular now, but it's hard to grasp onto as a parent. It doesn't have that same sort of history that a lot of other things do. So I really appreciate them supporting.
That's one of the most wholesome shout outs I think I've ever heard. Well, thank you once again, Hammer, for joining us. Congrats once again on the clean victory.
I appreciate it.
All right, my friends, we are not done for the day. We have another match coming at you as UDG is going to take on Greb's Money Crew. Before that, we're going to take a little bit of a break, get things set up, but y'all stick around for more Trials of Champions.
Uprising Academy, they lay down the shatter, let the bodies hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%. Right now with Hydra building up to this Bear Barrage so quickly. Oh, and asking.
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with that mine.
Impact se escucha debajo gritar campeón a Sky Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We got a clip with minimal information. It's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go. Figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting until it's for sure lost. Winnable!
Tired of the competitive grind and random teammates? Want to put your team to the test against opponents of similar SR?
Go.
Ever been told to get good, but felt like you were never given the chance? Introducing our Get Good tournament, open to PC and console teams in NA and EU region. Our goal is to provide you with an environment that will push your team play and individual skills to new heights and an opportunity to make new friends along the way. Our divisions range from beginner to unlimited, and the tournament will start off with a 5 to 6 week group stage in Swiss format, ending in a 2-week-long playoff bracket. You can even be showcased live as we stream matches with talented casters every week on Twitch. The winner for each division is crowned champion and will get a fancy champion's role. Get Good signups will start on October 5th, with the tournament starting on the 23rd for PC and the 24th for console. And if you don't have a team yet, but would like to experience playing in a team, fear not. Solo player signups is a team building service offered by Elohel Esports in preparation for our Get Good tournament. Sign up on your own and you will be put into a team of 6. Solo player signups are open right now. Go to elohell.gg/getgood for more information and to sign up for the real 6v6 experience.
So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elo Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh, no! Kill! Let's go.
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played, competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then two captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elo Hell Pickup Games Discord, and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.
Everybody, Big Hungry Phil here with a note of thanks to Opinion Outpost for sponsoring the Trial of Champions. Want to make some extra cash? Well, earn money through Opinion Outpost by just sharing your opinion. All you've got to do is fill out some surveys. You can make money while watching streams, queuing for a game, or even waiting for your teammates to group up for one final overtime push on the point. Use Opinion Outpost to get that skin you've always wanted. There's nothing better than treating yourself to some well-deserved loot boxes after a long competitive grind. Visit the link to start making money today.
Like, I'm putting all of my time into this always. And to be honest, it kind of has to work out because my academic career wasn't amazing. Video gaming is kind of all that I have. So I don't really have a lot else to put, a lot more energy to put into it. It's everything that I can.
They say, like, do what you love, and I really, really like playing Overwatch. I make fun of the game a lot and, complain about balance patches and stuff, but I really do enjoy the game. I want to make a career out of it.
So I started playing Overwatch in October 2016. That was like season 3. My first ranking ever was 900. So I started in like bottom bronze.
Playing games for money and playing games for pro and going against really good people. And it's always like a dream. Realizing that if I stick to it, this might be something I can actually do something with and be proud of.
When I was originally in Diamond, some guy in my Diamond game a while ago said, "We're never going to go pro, we're Diamond, why are we trying so hard?" And I basically said, "Screw you, I'm going to go pro."
We have now learned that we do have this potential and we need to use this. We need to continue practicing and working harder.
When you look at tier 3, a lot of us have been at the bottom of the barrel. We've been in the downs and the dumps of, the Overwatch ladder system.
I think as a team going into Trial of Champions, now we know we can do this.
Making it to Contenders Trials proves to myself that all the hard work that I'm putting into it is actually doing something.
I went to the Atlanta Reign homestand, seeing those players up on stage. That was the moment I was like, that's who I want to be. I want to do everything I can to get there.
Sigma! Oh, whoa! Oh, man, rock with the
W. Oh my god! Their wall to set it up, they had no idea!
The Overwatch League players already made it. They're as high as you can get. They're playing for money and they're playing for clout. But for us, in Tier 3, we're basically playing for our future. If we want to make it, we have to play every match our hardest.
The unique strats that you see in Overwatch League, they all start here.
I am making this dream that I've had for so long, a reality.
At the end of the day, that's what we're all here for, is to play the best Overwatch we can against the best players we can to prove that we're the best.
Welcome back, my friends. Buckle up. We are throwing a bit of an audible at you as we have We're going to broadcast a Zero Issue versus Gaia Esports Hyperion. Don't pay any attention to the top left-hand corner. It's going to be Zero Issue coming in as we head into match number 2 for the day.
Yeah, and we are looking forward to these two teams here as we see Poplin, the Elo Hell Esports official, unofficial mascot, take her seat behind Full Skunk. Yeah.
Poplin's excited for this match too. What can I say? We got more Trial of Champions for you. We got 2 more teams looking to get into Contenders Trials. Even my dog is anxious to see this next match.
Absolutely. So we are going to see them. I believe they are already under progress as we are on, it looks like Nepal here in the village. And we see that, Zero Issue does have control of the point, but there's a contest coming in from Gaia Esports. Elliot does have the EMP ready to go. That's going to be a team wipe almost for Gaia Sports. They're going to be able to flip it here. Halfway, or 51% got by Zero Issue. Bullskunk. We're coming in a little bit rough here, but looks like we have almost mirror comps except for the main tank.
And they didn't even have to use that EMP. Gaia Esports with that big fight-winning ultimate still in the pocket, ready to hold on and build more percentage. We are here on a village. Beacon Bauer coming up on a shatter. Both support ults ready to go. Plenty of tools in the bank for Zero Issue to get right back into this thing. Let's see how they choose to attack this point. Looks like they're just taking the high ground right now, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for the rest of that Earth Shatter. But the EMP's out from Elliot. Death Blossom does come through. Fortnite Kid just narrowly surviving thanks to Muffin Man's sound barrier. And then able to drop a Death Blossom of their own, finding a pair of kills, opening this point up wide.
Boy, the health's still there. The vampire regeneration there. He was like on 40 HP maybe, and man, that Death Blossom got him all the way back up. That is a quick flip, and I mean, these two teams, there is nothing short between them as they are both on 54% of permanent progress here. It was a very expensive fight, but they do end up taking the point back, Bullskunk, and we're seeing it's a Reinhardt versus a Winston. Everything else is exactly the same. So that was the big discretionary point there. I don't know if the Primal Rage was popped at that point, but I don't know if there's enough sustain to really keep you up through all the damage that just came in.
I have to give the edge to the Reinhardt just in the small close quarters area that is Village. I mean, you're fighting in this tiny box. Reinhardt's hammer you can reach each extremities of that box with just a couple steps. Winston might struggle to find some escape because not only are you super close quarters, but the way the geometry lays out, it's going to be very difficult to push in and out. Your jump packs are going to hit the ceiling.
Right, and the only benefit that you can see is that it is such an enclosed space. The Tesla cannon's going to touch everything that's in there. Also, Primal Rage, you can juggle a couple people up against one of the corners if you do happen to catch them up there. That could be a quick assassination of 2 or more people there. So it's give or take there. I mean, I can see both merits to both. Also, the extra sustain once you do pop Primal Rage, you do have that as well. I just don't know if it's going to be enough dealing with dealing with the Earth Shatter, unless your bubble timing is just perfect. And once again, it's the hammer that never stops. You don't have to recharge it. That's the other thing. You don't have to reload that hammer. The only thing that you really have to do there as Reinhardt versus that Winston is how good is your shield management and short range pins if you need to take them to kite away from any kind of danger.
But I mean, I think you also have to take the shielding into account. I mean, you have nearly twice the shielding available with a Reinhardt that regenerates at your will. So you can choose when to drop it, when to let that thing charge back up. Whereas Bubble, you're forced to wait in the window of that cooldown. You don't have any other choice. You press the button, and that's all there is to it. That's the only control you have over the Bubble. So I mean, the Reinhardt shielding can provide a little bit more sustain, at least in my opinion. I mean, maybe the teams prove me wrong here, but that's what I'm going to be looking for once we get back into Village.
The big thing is that Tesla cannon does tickle everybody. And it does get around the shield a little bit.
Yeah,
and through the shield.
So true.
So you have that. So chat, you tell us, which is the better choice here? I want to ask chat this. Guys and gals and non-binary representative people, I want to know, what do you think is the best option here? Is it Reinhardt? Is it Winston? Is it another tank altogether?
And everything else is mirrored.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd like to know.
What do you prefer on Village? Because, yeah, I mean, if you're not fighting on the point, you do have some high ground, some places you can work around if you can keep the fight off the objective. But once you get on that objective, you're oh so close and personal.
I guess the cleave, almost treating the high platform almost like the high point of Numbani, jumping down, getting your cleave damage in, bouncing back out. I absolutely see the merits of it. I personally love the Reinhardt here because you do have such a guaranteed short range pin, especially on the point. If you connect with anybody with your right shoulder, if they're squishy, they're done. I mean, unless for some reason you get booped out of it, you get hacked out of it. But even then, it takes a long time to get that hack through. So I don't even know if you can get the hack off in time to stop the pin. But EMP would stop the pin because it stops everything there in its tracks. Man, this is actually a really good question. I would be very interested to know what chat thinks, what they think the best play here is.
Well, and I think also you have to take into account your support line. The Moore and the Lucio are going to find more value with a Reinhardt inherently. Reinhardt is just going to be in a better place to get bulk healing, and the team is going to group up around that shield a little bit more, which also allows for the team to get sped in a little bit easier. You got the Reaper Reinhardt combo with a Lucio is just oh so dangerous. When they put in those afterburners and come charging down at you, it is a terrifying sight. I don't care who you are.
Right, and I mean Moira, obviously with the not only the spray healing, but the healing orb. That's a tremendous amount of healing that would be coming out at that time, and especially if once you hit that speed boost, and then you go ahead and go into the healing mode of Lucio, the AOE healing right there, the orb, the spray. I mean that's enough sustain to keep you through most fights, and twice on Sunday.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, while we wait for our teams to get ready to get back into this match, we'll take the opportunity to thank Opinion Outpost for sponsoring this awesome tournament by Elo Hill Esports. And this is just a wonderful way to make some extra cash, Billy. I signed up for my account earlier today. It was so easy. And you just answer some questions, give your opinions, and boom, cash in your pocket right through your PayPal. It's secure, it's fast, and then you can, I can afford to get things. I'm going to build up and get me a fancy green screen like you've got there, and if you need to get some gear, you need a new mouse, you need to get some gaming gear, Opinion Outpost is the place to go. Check out the link in chat and start earning some money today.
I actually signed up when you told me about it earlier today. I signed up using my Google account, so I didn't even have to make a password or anything. It will automatically sign in there now. So now I can actually get in there. I saw a Chili's gift card because I'm a chef, and sometimes I just don't want to cook. And I do love me some Chili's because they have those ribs there. And let me tell you what, I love that place.
Southwestern egg rolls. Those Southwestern egg rolls are to die for, man. Ooh.
Right. But I mean, there were so many gift cards that you could get and earn just by doing these simple little surveys. I actually started doing one before we came on air today, and I had to stop it because, we're doing this. But, I mean, Opinion Outpost, guys, gals, everybody else, go check it out. It is the easiest way to earn some extra cash. You can do it while you're watching Netflix.
Yeah, but you can do it from anywhere as well. Sitting, waiting on a bus, waiting for class to start on your lunch break. You can just pop in at your whim, take a few minutes here or there, or sit and do a couple in one big session. Easy peasy. Good way to make some extra spending cash, especially with holiday season coming up.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah. I know.
This is really going to help me.
Well, speaking of help, it looks like Zero Issue will have an EMP and an Earth Shatter to help them hold on to this objective. And to answer your question on that Primal Rage, Artrusian is 90% there. Could be the big difference maker for Jaya as they push on to this point. Making a swap over to an Echo here for this fight. Coming off the roof.
Yeah, but we do have the EMP, and that's going to be a two-man EMP. Great value put in there, but the Echo sticky bombs coming in there. Shatter invested by Beckenbauer. Ooh, but he didn't
no follow-up. No follow-up to any of the above. Two huge ultimates thrown in from Zero Issue and no kills to show for it. Now Artrusian returning with the Primal Rage. saw a Reaper inside the point, was like, nope, do not want to go charging into a Reaper as a Winston. That was a smart play. Finds the Reinhardt and instead going to try to burn them down with that Tesla cannon. Self-destruct coming in from Dark Lord as the sound barrier fades away, but here comes Fortnite Kid. Reaper fading in, trying to get some damage done, but gets burned down by the Coalescence. Didn't have that fade to get out of harm's way. And excellent. Just standing on point is victorious after taking down that big source of damage. Tryhard falling as well. No more DPS left standing for Zero Issue. So they're going to throw down both of their support ultimates to try to hold on to this. Well, try to get the point back. Amidst all this, Gaia got the flip thanks to excellent. But now Zero Issue have it. Overtime week burning down to 99% on the board, Billy.
Yeah, and then the duplicate comes out from Trade Max Power. That is a huge EMP coming out. That is a self-destruct. Trade Max Power trying to get this next Lucio sound barrier online. He does not get, he gets hacked at 99%. Is he going to be able to invest it?
And Tryhard's already got another EMP ready to go. It's going to make it so difficult for Guy to push in. In fact, there it is. 4-man EMP, self-destruct to hold the door. Zero Issue taking our opening round on Village.
Ooh, and I mean, with a bevy of ultimates they really invested in there, Muffin Man letting loose with that sound barrier. They were down in the fight actually, and they popped the sound barrier and got the team fully up, allowed Tryhard to get back in there, let loose with the EMP. Train Max Power though, I thought they were going to be able to get the sound barrier up, but a huge manual hack coming out from Tryhard denied it, put them back into their normal echo form, and they were deleted after that, and it was all she wrote after that. As we now head to Village Bullskunk, there's a whole nother set of values here, but it looks like the teams are going to hold with the same lineups.
It's the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man? Yes, the Muffin Man. Coming through on the Lucio, speeding the team on in as Zero Issue sticking with their same composition. Gaia sticking with this Echo as we head into Shrine.
You know, we really want to look and see where Trade Max Power goes if he decides to fire into the shielding of Beckenbauer on this Reinhardt.
Gonna have a hard time finding anywhere to work with Trushin going down. And Fortnite Kid just sitting up there raining havoc with a pair of shotguns. He's gonna teleport up, pursue the exit kills off the high ground.
Look at 2-0's ultimate charge right now, Bullskunk. 80% already to the first Coalescence. That was a tremendous amount of healing coming out from that player. And let me tell you what, that's a very fantastic performance coming out from 2-0 on this first engagement. Now, it's going to be the battle of the EMPs versus the sound barriers. Muffin Man and Focus both equal in terms of that, but Tryhard 20% ahead of Elliott. That's going to be my focus for this next engagement.
Looks like Gaia Esports circling right-hand side, trying to find a weakness, but Zero Issue showing none at the moment. Coalescence out from Zero Issue, looking to hold, and Tryhard's going to take Trammax out of the fight. Power lead the charge, taking down Elliott as well, and Zero Issue holding on to this objective. Tryhard EMP ready to go.
Yeah, and I mean, look at Fortnite Kid just putting in the work with the Hellfire shotguns. No memes here. We're going with pure damage coming out from this Reaper player, Muffin Man. Gonna be really close to getting this EM or this sound barrier up. I'm looking for Tryhard to get an aggressive EMP and deny the pressure coming in from Gaia Esports. They do have the Coalescence, so Gaia's going to have to really be careful of where Tryhard employs this EMP, because that could take him out of a Coalescence faster than you can say hi.
Yeah, Zero Issue, very smart play of letting Muffin Man get that stagger kill to build up the rest of the sound barrier. EMP out from Zero Issue, finds both supports. They can get the kills and be priority picks in D, but it's Muffin Man who goes down. First shadow thrown out, didn't seem to quite find what they were looking for, as the Coalescence is now invested from Gaia Esports trying to push in. Fortnite Kid does have this Death Blossom, he's going to throw it in onto the objective, but sound barrier comes out. Dark Lord with the Defense Matrix perfectly denying all the damage coming out from the Death Blossom, and Tryhard falls. It's the support line of Gaia Esports showing up in a big way, allowing them to have an advantage at this point. Oh, but Atrocious goes down. Pressure Primal Rage, man, that's what it's there for. And now Zero Issue, the door is open, sound barrier thrown in to counter Elliott's EMP, and the brawl taking place off the floor, but all the while percentage has been ticking up, rather. And we're at 99-0, Billy.
What? What?
Oh, the Lucio didn't touch.
Oh my goodness, the pressure came in. That was a huge boot coming out from the off-take player of Aquatic, swapping over to the Wrecking Ball for the last-minute contest. And man, booping the Lucio away from the point, and they take this first map 2-0 and go 1-0 in our first of 3 series here in our round of 64 match. I believe this is match number 24.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
Your counting is better than mine. I didn't have that information at my fingertips, but I think we got our answer on the Reinhardt versus Winston, at least on Nepal. It was a 2-0 very clean victory, 99 to or 100 to 0, I guess, when it's all said and done for Zero Issue there on Shrine. And the Reinhardt was leading the charge the whole way, a vital part of that easy victory.
Yeah, 2-0 on the Moira as well. I was really impressed with the mass healing that they were putting out. The coalescences were absolutely chef's kiss. Perfect. I really wanted to push in on that one. Also, I think that the Sombra or the Reaper versus the Echo, you're getting so much value out of the Reaper right now, and I didn't see enough coming out of the Echo player to really justify staying with it. I think I would have swapped over and mirrored the Reaper at that point. But, you know, it is what it is, and they do take the 1-0 lead as we're going to go ahead and head to an escort map next. I'm interested to see where Gaia takes us.
And I could see Echo working a bit better on a variety of escort maps. Your options for the day, I've got it right here, are Dorado or Route 66. So I could see both of those maps where the Echo can burn down the tank line, and I see what they were going for, because Echo can be very strong against the Reinhardt and Zarya, but there wasn't enough room for it to work on Nepal. But going into either of those two maps, they might find that room and might find some more value.
Indeed, they might, you know, and looking at Fortnite Kid on the Reaper, really shielding the Reinhardt from that pressure coming in from I believe it was Tranmax Power that was playing the Echo, really denying the focusing beam the worth that it can have. I don't think that enough pressure was being put on to the shielding of Zero Issue there. I mean, Beckenbauer, you know, was flashing the shield quite prominently. You know, he was never hard shielding at any one point. He would flash it, he'd take the damage, let the healing come in, throw it back up. So, I mean, he was doing micro regeneration of the shield throughout all those team fights. So you never saw, you know, the focusing beam really get the kind of damage in there that it really needed to do to really burst up. You know, once it gets below 50% HP of whatever it is, that focusing beam starts putting in more damage. So I don't think that they got the damage in there that they needed to really find the value of that focusing beam. Sticky bombs aside, I think that probably mirroring the Reaper at that point would have been a better option.
And I mean, Gaia's going to find as much value as they possibly can. I mean, let's remind you, I mean, $3,000 total prize pool at stake here in Trial of Champions, 2 open slots into Contenders Trials for the month of November here in the very first third-party tournament to be part of the Path to Pro system. There's a lot to fight for Gaia Esports, and they're going to want to try to get as much value as possible out of each and every hero going forward, because this is a single elimination tournament. There's no second chances here.
Yeah, that is the biggest thing to me is the Contenders Trial spots.
Of
Money
course.
is good. Money is great. But I think the Path to Pro, giving this second chance, this last chance for any of these teams here in NA to get into that coveted tournament, man, you got to put it all out on the line. There can't be any second guessing. You know, we kind of saw the same thing in the first series. We saw it Echo versus Reaper in the first series, and it went pretty much the same way. It was a 2-0. The Reaper just having so much more value than what the Echo brought out. So this is 0 for 2 for the Echoes on control maps.
Yeah, the Echo's a tricky one. I mean, that's a high risk, high reward player. Or character rather. It's almost like bringing a Doomfist. Like if it works really well, and you know, lights up the kill feed. It's spectacular. You know, you get duplicates onto Reinhardt's and throw multiple shatters out, and it's exciting. But you got to set the situation. You have to set the perfect fight to find that kind of value. Whereas the Sombra Reaper, I think it's just a little bit more consistent. But you know, we'll see how it goes as things progress through the rest of this series. It is Gaia Esports map pick, and I'm curious which of our maps they're going to take us to, because we're just in. Thank you, production. It is Dorado will be our second map of the day. So for our second time of the day, we're going to head down to Mexico under the beautiful starry sky.
And the Panaderia Las Nieblas. So
indeed, as we learned earlier.
Yes. And my Spanish did not fail me there either. I'm actually quite proud of myself for this one.
I'm quite impressed with yourself. Thank you very much. Well
Muchas
done,
gracias.
Well done. Donato.
Well done. Okay, so moving
All right.
on. That is Lessons with Billy here. So yeah, I mean, we really need to see, where Zero Issue is going to choose. Are they going to choose to go out on the attack first and really take it to Gaia Esports, put the pressure onto them by putting up whatever benchmark they happen to get? Or are they going to sit back and go into the defense and see what Gaia Esports is going to bring up against them? We were looking at them earlier. I didn't have a chance to look at their team sheets, but Zero Issue, they said, well, they're a tryhard. Their Sombra player is my height, 6'6". That is very important to know, chat, that there is somebody as tall as me interested in Overwatch. I'm going to make this a theme because tall, bald people, we have a place in this world too.
Yeah, you got to stick together. You got to stick together. And it's funny, the juxtaposition of one of the tallest players playing one of the shortest heroes. I mean, that to me, there's just an interesting juxtaposition there.
What you trying to say?
Well, you like to play Orisa and Ride in like the big statured heroes, bringing out the Sombra, this tiny frame, but high impact, right?
Sombra's my favorite DPS though.
Fair. Okay. Fair. I can see why. I mean, what a fun hero. But getting back into to defend or attack first, and in particular on a map like Dorado here, our escort map for this series, choosing to defend first, your benchmark, exactly how to use your ultimates, where to use your ultimates, and the economy necessary to find the win condition. But if you choose to attack first, I'm not saying I like attacking first better, but if you choose to attack first, I think it can send a real mental. It can be a real big stones play. You got a lot of guts to attack first and really set down a monstrous time. But as it stands, it's going to be Zero Issue coming in on the defense, looking to put up a big hold and continue their win streak here in Dorado.
I have always been a fan of defending first. I think that it's important to know what your win condition is when you're going onto the attack. And either you're going to get boomed because you underestimated your opponent, or you're going to boom them and really get into their mental because you're already up 1-0. And if you happen to stall them and stalwart them on this first point, as we saw in our last series, it can really affect the mental of the team. We are going to see dueling echoes, though.
These compositions look fun. We got Winston D.Va, but we got Echo and Soldier for your DPS duo. Fortnite Kid on the newly buffed and revamped Soldier 76. It gives us a Mercy Zen backline, so a lot of damage output available for Zero Issue on the defense.
We did see Gaia Esports try what we saw in our last series with the Halt Hook out of spawn for the attacking team. Didn't land this time. But yeah, we're going to see the mirror comps coming through here, and only in the support core do we see the differences in Excellent on the Ana and Tuo on the Zenyatta. I want to see how much value the Discord orbs really do get here.
Well, and Elliot on the Sombra cannot be overlooked. Fortnite Kid already putting the new Soldier to work. Of course, Res available, so Fortnite Kid turns his attention on to the D.Va. Dark Lord out of mech. And now Gaia Esports down a big resources. They're looking to get through the point A archway. Trushan was going up to the high ground, just trying to build a little ult charge, perhaps force Zero Issue to back up, which they do indeed, but 2-0 responds with a pair of kills on the Zenyatta, shutting this thing down.
Yeah, Tryhard going a little bit low there. The other thing that I wanted to point out is that you do have Fortnite Kid on this Soldier 76, and that is an extra source of healing. The biotic field that gets put out by them is going to be able to keep them up in the mid fight, even unless you get pounced upon. But that is an early transcendence coming out of 2-0.
Valkyrie with it as well, so both support ultimates used from Zero Issue, and they do find the kill onto Atrushan. Big ante into the pack, try hard, very low, unable to find healing, but does find a little bit of cover. Then the Mercy getting there to top them off. Dark Lord going down as Aquatic wins the duel. But Tramax Power does have this duplicate ready to go. Nano Boost at the ready. EMP, most importantly, as they look to push through this choke.
I'm actually looking for a nanoed Atrushan going into the backline, followed by a later EMP from Elliot. I think if you work those in combo, Fortnite Kid's going to have his own problems to deal with.
This is a very interesting defense. Front line sitting way far forward. Everybody else just sitting all the way at the back. They're not even hanging around Fountain. Like, they are backs against the door, putting as much range as possible between them and Gaia Esports on the attack. Tramax Power using the duplicate onto the Winston. Atrushan getting the nano boost just as anticipated. Valkyrie thrown in for good measure. Beacon Power does take the duplicate out of form, but Muffin Man goes down. Tac Visor out from that back-side. Fortnite Hero struggling to find targets. And it's Beacon Bauer who's able to push it in and get that kill on Atrushan. Self-destruct out's going to find one as well, and Zero Issue will hold with, well, I say that, and Tryhard goes down, and Fortnite goes down. Gaia Esports, they lose two, and they're like, nah, winnable. We're pushing in. We're going to find these kills. Desperate to get into point A. Only 55 seconds on the clock. A dangerous time to make that decision, but Gaia Esports making it work for the meantime. Transcendence coming out may have something to say about it, though.
Transcendence absolutely did have something to say, but they self-destruct over the top, not finding anything out of it. And here comes the pushback from Zero Issue. They're going to go ahead and invest this primal rig to really take down the tank line of Gaia Esports. And man, it is starting to turn in favor of Zero Issue. 30 seconds left on the clock here, and this is starting to look like a first point hold once again on the back of a very late contest and a risky res coming out of Muffin Man, who is now swapped over to the Lucio.
See, I would think the Sombra would have the advantage over the Soldier in this. What do you think of that matchup, Billy?
I mean, the hit scan versus the ultimate kit out of the Echo, I would think that it would be all in favor of the Echo, but not yet.
Overtime Wick starting to burn. Elliot still does not have that EMP online. Approaching it now. It's going to be crucial to taking this point, but they've got to survive. They've got to keep their teammates alive, and focus goes down. Dark Lord is out of mech, and the self-destruct finds two. Try hard with the big duplicate, shutting down this attack. No hope for Gaia Esports to get back into this thing.
What a absolutely fantastic duplicate coming out of Tryhard. Also was hacked 3 times manually during that duplicate form, and still was able to get the massive value out of the duplicated self-destruct. It was all over after that. There was nowhere that Gaia could run because they had to get to the point, otherwise the overtime Wick was going to burn out. You see the self-destruct do its job. Everybody else cleans up the mess, and that is another first point hold that we have seen here on Dorado. Dorado seeming to be the loser's map pick Bane for the day. And now win condition is set for Zero Issue, as they only have to go just that one little bit of progress more than what Gaia Esports brought out, and they will take a 2-0 lead in our series and try to book their spot into the round of 32.
Gaia Esports need to put up the fuller hold, as they are opting for the Mercy Zen this time around. Elliot sticking with the Sombra, but nope. Changed his mind, and is going to come out on the Tracer to accompany Tranmax's Ash. Probably just going to get that Ash up to the high ground, look to put down some extra damage, and try to maintain that distance, a lot like we saw Zero Issue doing.
Absolutely, and we see Fortnite Kid flashing the Widow, so maybe looking for a opportune pick, but going back over and locking in the legs. I'm not disappointed in this at all.
No, this new buff on the Soldier is pretty insane. Adding recoil, but taking away the RNG from the bullet spread. Not to mention putting 5 extra bullets into his clip. Soldier's in a great spot right now, and Fortnite putting it on display, but taking a lot of damage right out of the gate. Because Elliot in the back line almost got that one clip.
Yeah, and you know, we see the progression coming around here. Atrushan's going to go ahead and contest the point for the second. Fortnite Kid going on a nice little rotation here. Going to get into Elliot's face. He's going to go ahead and drop the Biotic Berry. That is absolutely fantastically played by Elliot there. Beckenbauer going ahead and giving out the final blow on it. But most of the work done by Fortnite Kid there. there are some serious ultimates getting ready to come online. Those Fortnite kids 63% to the attack visor.
Yeah, we need a big stick from Elliott if Gaia wants to put the brakes on this thing. Momentum fully at the back of Zero Issue. Excellent, not even close to a shred. Sims will be keeping an eye on that to see if he can build it up throughout this fight. It could be the game saver. Elliott does have that pulse bomb. Here comes the attack visor from the other side. Fortnite Kid gets popped. Beautiful shot from Max Power to devalue that ult entirely, and the pulse bomb does land on 2-0.
Oh, but
that kill and try hard equalizes with a kill on the Zenyatta. Now looking to take down Max Power in the back. Just needs to keep him in bay. Doesn't even have to get the final blow for Zero Issue to find the victory on Dorado and find themselves with a 2-0 lead.
You know, and it was on the back of some superior DPS play. I mean, the Soldier 76 attack visor pushed them back from the point. They couldn't stand out in the open because you saw Dark Lord get demeched and the damage mitigation from that defense matrix was not there. Man, what a fantastic play coming out of Fortnite Kid there. That is a beautiful thing to see right now, Bullskunk. We're seeing Soldier 76 back on the playing field, and I might try my hand at DPS. Who knows? I mean, if there's no recoil, other than going a little bit up, it drifts a little bit up when you hold it down.
Right. It has recoil. It doesn't have the randomness. It doesn't randomly fly around. So, hey, it's the first time we've seen Soldier competitive play since or tournament play, should I say, not to be confused with ranked. But since the buff came out. Now, I mean, they did take a point of damage off, so which breaks some damage thresholds for Soldier. But hey, Fortnite Kid putting him to good use and giving his team a 2-0 lead. We're going to take a quick break here at halftime, but when we come back, we'll see if Zero Issue can close this thing out or if Gaia Esports can start their comeback. Y'all stay tuned for more Trial of Champions.
Uprising Academy, they lay down the shatter, let the bodies hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%.
Right now with Hydra building up to this Bear Barrage so quickly.
Oh!
It has things!
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with that mine.
Impact se escucha de abajo gritar campeón a Sky Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We got a clip with minimal information. It's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go. Figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting until it's for sure lost. Winnable!
Tired of the competitive grind and random teammates? Want to put your team to the test against opponents of similar SR? Ever been told to get good, but felt like you were never given the chance? Introducing our Get Good tournament, open to PC and console teams in NA and EU region. Our goal is to provide you with an environment that will push your team play and individual skills to new heights and an opportunity to make new friends along the way. Our divisions range from beginner to unlimited, and the tournament will start off with a 5 to 6 week group stage in Swiss format, ending in a 2-week-long playoff bracket. You can even be showcased live as we stream matches with talented casters every week on Twitch. The winner for each division is crowned champion and will get a fancy champion's role. Get Good signups will start on October 5th, with the tournament starting on the 23rd for PC and the 24th for console. And if you don't have a team yet, but would like to experience playing in a team, fear not. Solo player signups is a team building service offered by Elohell Esports in preparation for our Get Good tournament. Sign up on your own and you will be put into a team of 6. Solo player signups are open right now. Go to elohell.gg/getgood for more information and to sign up for the real 6v6 experience.
So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elohell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh, no! Kill! Let's go.
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played. Competitively.
I need help. I'm with you. Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then 2 captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elohell Pickup Games Discord and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.
Everybody, Big Hungry Phil here with a note of thanks to Opinion Outpost for sponsoring the Trial of Champions. Want to make some extra cash? Well, earn money through Opinion Outpost by just sharing your opinion. All you've got to do is fill out some surveys. You can make money while watching streams, queuing for a game, or even waiting for your teammates to group up for one final overtime push on the point. Use Opinion Outpost to get that skin you've always wanted. There's nothing better than treating yourself to some well-deserved loot boxes after a long competitive grind. Visit the link to start making money today.
Welcome back, my friends, to Trial of Champions. 0 issue, up 2-0 at the half, looking to make it a clean 3-0 sweep. It is now Gaia Esports map pick once again as they look to get that goose egg out of the map score. But that quiz, another tough quiz. Before I start talking about the teams, I don't know if you got me. Y'all are smarter than me, chat, because I thought it was Oasis too. So for those of you who picked Oasis out there, don't feel bad. They look alike, all right? I thought it was Oasis too, but you know.
I totally bombed it.
Yeah, that was
It's Oasis. That's absolutely Oasis. No, it's boom. Wow.
So far, Gaia Esports have bombed a little bit in the opening half, but still time to bring it back. We are headed to a hybrid for our third map of the day. And, well, Deja Vu Gaia Esports have chosen Hollywood to be the spot where they're going to make their comeback. At least that's what they hope.
Yeah, and doing long sidelines, we might be able to see some damage boosted Ashe. We might be able to see some Widowmaker make their presence known here. Pharah, that's a good map for Pharah as well. However, if we're running the Sombra, that is a very tricky spot indeed, because the hacks coming in takes you out of the sky, makes you easy cannon fodder for whoever is going up against you. And we're looking at right now 0 issue, the main tank difference. Winston versus Reinhardt. Right now, Reinhardt is absolutely owning the day, even though we did see a very fantastic Winston come out of 0 issue on Dorado. So we will see if it's going to be a Winston v. Winston battle again. I'm never, ever angry at the Winston mind duels that go on. Are you going to be able to kite away from damage with the jump pack? Is your bubble placement going to be good enough to stop a self-destruct coming in from the dueling divas? We did see a Trushar block a self-destruct coming in from Zero Issue. So, he is playing up to his best potential right now. I just think right now, looking at the duplicates, we saw dueling echoes there as well. I think that Powertrack's main really got some good value just on the ultimate department. When you get that duplicated ultimate, I didn't see the value like what we saw coming out of Zero Issue. So that is a point of contention for me right now, because we did see them actually win the defensive stage with a duplicated self-destruct coming out of Zero Issue. So obviously the value was much better there. As we head into Dorado, this is going to be an interesting little fight coming in, or I'm sorry, into Hollywood. I've got Dorado on the brain right now. I'm still thinking about those tortas at the panaderia.
Making me hungry, Billy. You're making me hungry.
I'm hungry already thinking about it, because I've got a little shop down the street from me here. Anyways, going into Hollywood, we do see the team stay the same. So we're going to see Gaia Esports coming out on the attack. Zero Issue getting ready to bring out their defense here on Hollywood as we look inside the saloon here. Wondering if that's going to be a royal flush or not. I do see two ace of diamonds there.
I see two ace of diamonds. I think we had a cheater.
I think we had a cheater.
I think there was a cheater in the saloon. Or whatever movie they were shooting here in Westworld portion of Hollywood. But first, well, Gaia Esports going to have to get through point A and get through Beckenbauer and Aquatic with the Winston Diva once again. We were discussing whether you might see the Reinhardt here, but there's just too much high ground to work with I think, to not bring a Winston.
Yeah,
we are going to see Fortnite kick back on the Soldier.
Yeah. I'm not, once again, I'm not hating this pick. You've got three characters plus the Mercy being able to kite back and forth between high ground and low ground. I thought Atrushan was going to bring out the Sigma, but they're going to go ahead and do the mirror of the Winston as well. So it's going to be Atrushan and Dark Lord versus Beckenbauer and Aquatic in the tank department. Who's going to come out? They are on series point right now, or Zero Issue, and they are looking to clear and get a clean sweep.
Yeah, Gaia Esports coming out with more of a true dive. Just that one swap from the Reaper is going to go onto the Tracer. Transmax Power pulling out the cover hero. And we'll see if the flankers are going to be the ticket, as the elevator is sitting way up there. And let's not forget that point A elevator got the change as well. So half of the defense in on the high ground, but Tuyo still cannot escape Atrushan. Does get res, but that frees up Atrushan to take down Fortnite Kid. It's striking back. Tuyo making quick work of his res. And well, there's the Tracer difference. Transmax finding 3 with the Tracer. And a quick point A for Gaia Esports. That's how you get yourself back in a series, Billy.
Yeah, that's going to put the win in their sails. And what again you said, it is the Tracer difference, also the manual hacks coming out of Elliott. 65% to EMP, 520 in the time bank as they start to go through the streets phase here. Nothing much online for Zero Issue. You're looking at closest is going to be Beckenbauer on the Winston with the Primal Rage coming up, but look at excellent. 91% to Coalescence. They've already swapped out the entire healer core from Zero Issue, and that's a quick assassination by Elliott taking his counterpart out. They're going to have a 6v5 going through the streets phase, and there is the Pulse Bomb out, taking out Beckenbauer. That is absolutely huge. They are going to be able to aggress through the streets phase rather quickly here, Bullscott.
Yeah, just cleaning up on the back end. Fire both supports. There's Transmax Power with the 3rd kill yet again of the fight. And the late swaps in Fortnite Kid and Tryhard put them so behind in the ult economy. Elliott's coming back in already with EMP.
Absolutely, and 2-0, putting a good amount of work on the Moira, that's just not nearly enough. There's no way Muffin Man's going to get this sound barrier to counteract the EMP. So you're really going to have to watch out for him. Maybe hope that Tryhard can get their EMP first and maybe cancel the incoming EMP. Maybe get the negative effects washed out.
Elliot's hiding down in the jail, waiting behind him. Does get forced out. Translocate back to the Mega. Throws the EMP up and finds 2. One to get Beakenbauer as he dove into the back, and what a great play. They take down the main tank, a 0 issue, and a large portion of the sustain available. Fortnite Kid trying to equalize, trying to put the pressure onto Artrusian, but not having much luck. Aquatic, though, is able to pick up 1. Self-destructed. We're back to an even fight on this objective. Winston will return first from the 0 issue and bolster that defense. Gaia Esports going to reset with that knowledge.
Absolutely, and looking at Fortnite Kid as well, swapping off onto this Reaper, a little bit of self-regeneration, so, you know, there's a lot less resources that are going to have to be invested by the healing core. Look at this. 5 ultimates already online after all these swaps that came out from 0 issue. This is a fantastic turnaround, and what we saw, a 5-minute 20-second time bank as we started this street space is now whittled down to just 3 minutes. They do have ultimates online, though, that will be able to help them aggress here. You've got the Pulse Bomb, you've got Sound Barrier to really defend against Tryhard's EMP, but man, there are so many other things that can be used.
Gonna be a 3-man EMP, but Bogus able to get the Sound Barrier out. Fortnite Kid drops that Death Blast, doesn't find much with that, but is able to follow up with a kill onto the Moira, looking for the Sombra. Sombra is the heck out of there, but Winston, can he escape? No, he cannot get out of there. Fortnite Kid able to pick up 1, Beakenbauer to finish it up, and then follows it up with 2 more, putting a stop to this attack once again, and holding on to a couple of key ultimates as well.
Absolutely, you've got the Primal Rage for any kind of a contest that needs to come in while you wait in case there is a massive amount of life lost from 0 issue. Excellent, though. I think that the aggression point, you know, going aggressively with the Coalescence, maybe try to pull out the Sound Barrier from Muffin Man. But I mean, Beckenbauer, we've seen how good he's been on this Winston so far today. Let's see if he's going to get another really good aggression here.
Gaia Esports taking yet another approach. I like how they just keep stabbing at this thing from different sides, throwing different angles at 0 issue. And now they're escorting the car. They're going to force 0 issue to come contest. Max Power caught. Fortnite Kid on the way down. EMP out's going to pick up 3. Muffin Man is able to get the Sound Barrier there. And Beakenbauer is using that Primal Rage, but still so low. Elliot with the final blow, and Attrition drops a Primal Rage of their own. Coalescence used from 0 issue to try to hang on to this point, and Max Power does fall. But you still have the tanks alive, and Attrition's going to go to the back line, take 2 out of the fight. Oh, but it's just too much. Aquatic's able to kill Elliot, turn around and kill Attrition. And now we're at the 4v3, favoring the defense. Fortnite Kid tipping that scale heavily in the favor of 0 issue.
Right, and what I really want to point out is Muffin Man's positioning and aggression, swapping between the speed boost and the healing to really get Aquatic in and out of danger. And I mean, started off with a 2K, and then Fortnite Kid finishing up the fight there. That is a really well-coordinated defense coming out of 0 issue. You've got the Death Blossom online. You've got the EMP coming up online, but Elliot is surging once again onto this EMP of their own. They're really going to be an EMP versus EMP fight. Who's going to be able to win it out? Bullskunk, this is a series point for 0 issue.
Okay, going through that right-hand side once again from the attacker's point of view. Taking up residence on top of the jail this time, putting some pressure down and trying to push themselves to catch this aggression. The EMP's down, the Death Blossom's down. That's gonna find a bear when it's all said and done. Going on the other side, trying to bring him back from this 2-man deficit, but Dark Lord is gonna get demacked. And not even the Sound Barrier enough to keep Gaia Esports in this fight. The overtime wick starting to burn, and it looks like that is as far as Gaia Esports is gonna get. Just a few meters away from the back of point B.
Yeah, and what an important Sound Barrier that came out from Muffin Man. I mean, it's all cleanup here. You know, they really got to get out there. That's EMP coming in from Elliot. That might actually turn it. No,
there's not enough follow-up. The biggest EMP in the world, but there's nobody there to get the kills. And indeed, 112 meters is as far as Gaia Esports will reach.
Man, once they got wiped on point A, the swaps that came in from 0 issue was absolutely key. They brought in the better sustain of the Lucio Moira. They swapped off the Soldier and brought in the Reaper. They, you know, Tryhard stayed on the trusty Sombra and really just took it to Gaia Esports. And once they drew their line in the sand, once they got that first team fight win in the streets phase, it was really all uphill from Gaia Esports, and they were never able to get over that mountain. So your win condition is set to take yourself into the round of 32, to take yourself that much closer to the $3,000 prize pool. But more importantly than that, to get to that guaranteed spot into Contenders Trials, all on the line here for Zero Issue. Gaia Esports has got to put up one heck of a defense here.
Yeah, Zero Issue with a key clutch pick. Because I was worried they were going to fall so behind in the ult economy that Gaia Esports could just roll it in with their pick of the litter on what ultimates they wanted to use for the fights. Zero Issue able to claw their way back in with that just one clutch pick on the back of point B. And now they get to go on the attack. See if they can close this thing out in a clean 3-0 sweep. They'll be running into the Winston Blackout comp. No big surprises from Gaia Esports. Looks like it's going to get mirrored by the attackers.
Yep, and I like the mirror matchup here. I mean, Elliot already taken so much damage coming in and having to translocate out, so that is not what you want to see from your Summer. You want to see them get in the back there, really try to get maybe an assassination pick onto one of the supports.
We're going to get Zero Issue. They're just going to try to clear off this high ground. They can get a pick along the way. Fantastic for them. Goal number one, dislodge Gaia Esports. So there's a big boop that will help go a long way in that. Focus returns the favor, is able to knock a couple down, but unfortunately the ones he knocked down had the mobility to get back up. Gaia Esports forced to the back of the objective to try to defend underneath the elevator back by the dumpster. Beckenbauer goes diving in. It's time to push. Coalescence coming out, but can't reach around that corner. Trish knows it. He's going to sit back here in safety. Oh man, but there's Tryhard waiting for him with the manual hack, and Intrusion's in trouble. Elliot Falls goes down, and Gaia Esports put some pressure back on, trying to get themselves back into this thing, but Intrusion does eventually fall. And now the defense at a -2. Make that a -3 as Trandmax falls to the Hellfire shotguns from Fortnite. And that is going to be another quick point A, almost as fast as that set by Gaia Esports.
And once again, it's on the back of a support play. 2-0 getting out that early coalescence, putting out so much pressure on the Gaia Esports support line. And they just really, the assassinations came through. Yes, I mean, Tryhard is getting so much value on the Summer right now, getting a little dance. On the payload here, that's a bit needy, I must admit myself. But you do
somebody's got a ride car. You got to entertain yourself while you're riding your car.
Right.
Picking up those split spots. I mean, that was key.
You know, but you're looking at EMP and Primal Rage available to Gaia Esports. I mean, you've got almost a massive amount of ultimates online here. And we're going to see, you know, a lot coming out from both sides. They're going to try and take this out. 4-man EMP!
But it's Zero Issue finding the kills. It looked like their EMP was the bigger EMP. They had the sound barrier off. I believe Focus got hacked from Zero Issue's EMP and was not able to use the sound barrier in time. And now just one more fight win and Zero Issue will move on here in the Trial of Champions.
That was 3 ultimates put in by Zero Issue. You still have the Coalescence and the 2 tank ultimates. But Focus does have the sound barrier, so they're going to have a sustain here. They're going to have a chance to really draw their line in the sand here and maybe extend the fight out a couple of fights.
They are free to use that sound barrier a little bit more aggressively. The Intrusion's pushing up, trying to hold around the flight cases. Here comes Strandmax Power. Death Blossom in the pocket, but gets hacked! That means no more vampire healing. Not able to press Q. Zero Issue patient. They're going to sit back. They're going to wait for the right time. And it's 2-0's Coalescence. That's going to trigger the go. Self-destruct thrown in from Zero Issue as well. Strandmax Power trying to punish the pilot. Dude, but can't quite find the kill. Goes into the back, drops the Death Blossom, gets hacked right out of it. EMP from Tryhard finds 3. Focus still holding on to this sound barrier while Zero Issue are going to push into the box of victory. Fortnite Kid finds 3 in that fight. Zero Issue find themselves with the W, taking Hollywood 2-1, taking the series 3-0.
You know, I hate to put the pun out there, but they had Zero Issue with Gaia Esports there in the streets phase of Hollywood. Fortnite Kid absolutely lighting up the kill feed, putting his stamp on the series, and just laying them down with a passion. My goodness, what a performance out of this DPS hero. Wow, that is a one-sided series again. And man, Zero Issue really showing their class there. They had Zero Issue with Gaia Esports.
Low-hanging pun, sir. Low-hanging pun.
But I knocked it out the park.
Okay, fair. All right, fair. Very valid. As did Zero Issue here today. They absolutely knocked it out of the park. And, well, it comes that time once again. Chat, you get to decide which of the members of Zero Issue had the biggest plays, made the biggest impact, and will be our MVP for the match. We're going to give you a moment to figure that out. Take a short break. We'll be back with a winner's interview and your MVP in just a few moments. Welcome back, my friends. Zero issue, clean 3-0 sweep, and your voted MVP, Fortnite Kid, on the mic with us. Thank you so much for joining us, Fortnite Kid. Congratulations on the victory.
Yo, what up?
And it was a hotly contested chat vote. It was one of the closest I've seen in our 2 days of Trial of Champions. And I wanted to ask your opinion. Do you agree with it? Were you the MVP this match? Do you think is there another member of your team, who was a star performer?
I think one performance that really stood out to me was Tryhard on Sombra. Especially on Nepal, he hit back-to-back zero-man EMPs. As well as Beacon. He also hit 2 shatters on no one. I thought that was pretty funny.
Excellent. Yes. Always good to throw some humor in there. I like it. We saw you locking the legs a couple times today. Of course, the new changes coming through. What do you think of the new Soldier, and how do you think it's going to affect this meta?
So, as you can tell by my name, I play a lot of Fortnite and a lot of Kovacs. So, Soldier's like right up my alley. And it was just like playing Fortnite, back at home. Felt comfortable.
Fair enough. Made for an easy transition, huh?
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be meta changing? Do you think that change would be something that'll force teams to swap off of the Sombra Reaper?
I think it's pretty good, especially with the new changes on Hollywood to the elevators. You can crank to the high ground faster. And so on maps like that, it'll be good. I think he's really good right now, and we might be moving away from Brawl. So Soldier on the high ground, cranking 90s might be the play.
Can't argue with that. It seemed to work for you today.
And speaking of the other hero that we saw you really be prominent on today was the Reaper. And let me tell you what, we were talking about it before you came into our interview. Your decision when to press Q rather than just pressing it indiscriminately. You really were waiting for a lot of cooldowns to come out. Let us know your thought process behind letting loose with the Blossom.
I think Blossom's actually not that good of an ult unless paired with another. So I try to save it and wait, and a lot of the times just Reaper shotguns are enough to get what's done.
Yeah, especially on Nepal, we saw you go down to about 25 HP. It was on Village, and you let loose with the Blossom and got all of your health back within a couple of strikes with it. I was very impressed with your usage of it and when to use it. So that's why I asked about that, because it was very impressive to me. I can't play Reaper without worth a darn. So I was just really impressed with it. So any other shout outs you want to get out there, friends, family, teammates, the mic is yours.
I think before we came into this match, we were really unconfident and stuff. We didn't know if we were going to win. We didn't know how well we were going to play, but big shout out to Jamal. He came in, he hyped us up, got us ready for the match, and he was the one that believed in us when no one else did. So Jamal, big shout out to him.
And that is so important. Well, now you can move on with a bit of confidence and heads held high after a very clean victory today. And, the teamwork was very apparent. You're talking about using Death Blossom in conjunction with other things. That teamwork, it was really apparent. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Well, that is going to wrap it up for today's matches here, the Trial of Champions. Big thank you to Elo Hill Esports for this honor. Everybody behind the scenes, producers, observers, art. There's so much work that goes into bringing this tournament. But, we still have more Trial of Champions for you coming up this week. In fact, tomorrow we'll have Selfmade taking on Saturn Storm and 1990X taking on NA Avoided. Those are going to be some fun matches. I'm going to be in chat cheering on these teams and seeing all the action. I want to give a big thank you to Opinion Outpost for sponsoring this tournament. Remember to click the link in chat. Go make some money just for simply giving your opinions. And most importantly, big thank you for y'all at home for watching us, for hanging out and watching some fantastic Overwatch here in the Trial of Champions. But until tomorrow, y'all remember to look out for each other in game and out. And we'll see you back here for more Trial of Champions.
Bye, guys. Love y'all.
Academy, they lay down the shatter, let the bodies hit the floor. Uprising Academy at 95%.
Right now with Hydra building up to this Bear Barrage so quickly.
Oh!
It asking!
Double kill in the back with the pulse bomb from the high ground. Aerial assault with that mine.
fecha de baja y está el campeón a Sky Foxes.
Holy cow.
And after 42 consecutive losses, the Shanghai Dragons get their first win.
8 teams enter this weekend.
Oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing?
We've got a clip with minimal information. It's time to break it down. Speed, 25%. Go. Figure out what this man's SR is.
Keep fighting till it's for sure lost. Winnable!
So you queue up for Overwatch Ranked, only to be greeted by this, which then leads to this, and oh no, Reinhardt, what are you doing? The solution? Elo Hell pickup games.
Hey, you know what? Just
Oh my god, it's huge! Oh, no! Kill! Let's go!
Open to players of all ranks and most platforms, Pugs give you the chance to experience competitive Overwatch as it was meant to be played, competitively.
I need help.
I'm with you.
Shoot.
No way, dude.
Go. Let's go. Nice. Good call.
Players set their icons to indicate the role they want to play, then 2 captains pick their teammates and draft the most competitive teams they can. You can also take part in our pioneering learning event, Coached Pugs. To take part, join the Elo Hell Pickup Games Discord, and be sure to read the Pug Guide and FAQ. Good luck, have fun, and we'll see you in-game.